Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome to my review for last night's edition of Monday Night Raw. I do apologize for getting this video up a little bit late. Had some trouble with my streaming software, but I'm back up here on youtube.com/DanielGiza412 to give you my latest thoughts here on what took place on Monday Night Raw. And we certainly have a lot to discuss coming out of what I thought was overall a solid edition of Raw here, with decent amount of stuff being set up for the quote-unquote season premiere next week. So without further ado, let's dive right into Monday Night Raw. So we kick things off here with Seth freaking Rollins. He made his way down to the ring here, cut a promo talking about the Fiend getting inside of his head at the upcoming Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. It is, of course, going to be Seth Rollins versus the Fiend inside that structure, and I can't certainly be more excited for that match. That is going to be something else to see. So Rollins is talking about, how he's not going to be afraid of Bray Wyatt, how he's not going to let Bray Wyatt get inside of his head. Braun Strowman's music hits. He comes down to the ring. He has a bone here to pick with Seth Rollins. He says, this ain't about losing the tag team championships, but it's about the fact here, the fact that we have unfinished business from Clash of Champions. And, if you have something to say, you need to say it to his face. Rollins lays down the challenge. He says, alright, you want to go one-on-one with me one more time? I'll do it again. So that's set up for the main event. Overall, decent segment, not really too much to write home about. I knew what it was setting up for, so I knew we'd see the Fiend later on in the show, and that would certainly be something to look forward to. And this next match, I thought was a highlight of the show. These two teams beat the shit out of each other. I'm talking about the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar, versus the OC, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. I'd say this was the most impressive that the Viking Raiders have looked on the main roster. It's not really saying much because they've been in squash match after squash match after squash match. But I thought this was a nice showing for Viking Raiders. I thought they looked good, dominant, and got a win here over Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. So they're victorious. I just wish that they would get some much needed, character development. Who are they? Why are they here? What are they fighting for? That would be certainly nice to know as a viewing audience member. Just saying. And also during this match, Cedric Alexander, as AJ Styles was ejected from ringside, he's walking up the ramp. Cedric Alexander attacks him from behind. So despite the rumors, I didn't really believe him at first. Cedric Alexander being buried, I don't think that's the case. Yeah, he lost decisively to AJ Styles back-to-back nights on Raw and Clash of Champions. But to me, it looks like they're continuing this program, so we'll see where it goes. We had a backstage sit-down interview here with Becky Lynch, talking about Sasha Banks, talking about how the fact of, Sasha Banks may have been in a Hell in a Cell match, but she lost that Hell in a Cell match versus Charlotte. Now, Lynch isn't worried about Bayley trying to get involved because it's going to be inside the cell. It's going to keep Bayley out and Sasha Banks in it. And I'm telling you, Banks and Becky, Hell in a Cell, that's going to be, no pun intended, one hell of a match to watch. I cannot wait for that match. Could easily steal the show. Rusev destroys poor EC3. Who did this guy whose food did he shit in? Who did he piss off? Because remember, pal, don't piss anybody off. Why keep a guy like this on the roster who has talent, who has potential, and you do nothing with him? And it's great to see Rusev back, but they're doing this stupid who's the father storyline between him and Mike Kanellis, and I get bad vibes of that Dolph Ziggler, Lana, Summer Rae, and Rusev feud. I'm just getting bad flashbacks about that. Sasha Banks defeated Nikki Cross here. I thought this was one of Nikki Cross's better showings here on the main roster, and I am actually, digging her and Alexa Bliss as the women's tag team champions. I think they're having a much better reign than the Iconics, but that's not really saying much because the Iconics didn't really do much for me as women's tag team champions. So towards the end of the match, Bayley tried to get involved here. Alexa Bliss attacked Bayley. Bliss stuff off the top. Banks rolled through. Locked in the bank statement on Nikki Cross. She taps out after the match. Banks put Bliss in the bank statement. And next week, well, this should be a fun match to watch. Sasha Banks will be taking on Alexa Bliss. And the heat, the real life heat between both these two. Should be interesting to see how that match goes. We also had the announcement that Brock Lesnar will be on Raw next week. And if reports are believed to be true, we already got new graphics for Raw. So I got to update the video here. For the new graphics, new logo, new theme song by Skillet. I like Skillet, good. New stage and pyro next week for Raw. Oh, hell yeah. We had Lacey Evans versus Ember Moon, and I have to say, I even said this on Twitter, I'll give Lacey Evans credit. I think she's been improving. Now, that sharpshooter was probably the worst I've ever seen, even worse than the one that The Rock used to apply. It was bad. It was really bad. But this match with her and Ember Moon I thought was decent. Lacey Evans put Ember in, like I said, the world's worst sharpshooter. Made Ember Moon tap out, so it looks like this feud is continuing between Lacey Evans and Natalya. But I think over time, given time, Lacey Evans is improving in the ring. So we'll see where that goes. Firefly Funhouse time. Bray Wyatt hanging up pictures of he took out Kane last week on Raw. And Huskus and Ramblin' Rabbit, they're fighting over a Seth Rollins action figure. And Wyatt says, you just need to learn about sharing. Because if you love something too much, it makes you weak. And Ramblin' Rabbit says, I don't want the Fiend to hurt Seth Rollins. Wyatt breaks the action figure in half. See, that's how sharing goes. And Wyatt says he will see all of us in hell. God, I can't wait. I cannot wait. The Fiend is on fire. Easily the best thing going in WWE right now. So, we then had 24/7 championship action. So R-Truth and Carmella running out of the ring. They're surrounded by the mid-card scene. Carmella grabs the mic and says, guys, stop. She can't do this anymore. And R-Truth goes to hug her. And I cannot believe I'm saying this. Carmella rolls up R-Truth and she becomes the 24/7 champion. It finally happened. History was finally made. It was only a matter of time. You knew it was going to happen. But Carmella, she's not only money. She's 24/7 champion. And then I like when her and R-Truth run to the outside of the ring. It looks like R-Truth tries to get a piggyback ride off on Carmella. She says, that ain't going to happen. So R-Truth gives Carmella a piggyback ride. Fun stuff. Fun stuff indeed. A highlight of this show, Baron Corbin versus Chad Gable. These two put on a hell of a fun match here, with the crowd getting more and more behind Gable as the match went on. I thought for sure, maybe, he'd pick up the win here. I was getting into this match here. He hit the moonsault off the top. Corbin kicks out. Gable escapes the end of days, gets that ankle lock locked in, and just as he's about to make Corbin tap, he takes the scepter, gets disqualified. I'm like, damn you, Baron Corbin. I'm actually kind of enjoying Baron Corbin as, playing this asshole king character. Maybe he could actually do something with King of the Ring. It's been a while since a King of the Ring winner has been credible. In my opinion, it's been a long time. So let's see where it goes. And after the match, Corbin beats down Gable. And the Furious heel using heel tactics to cheat to win. Sounds good in my book. I'm really digging these Authors of Pain backstage promos. With them in the suits, speaking their native language, getting character development. I'm like, thank you. If you're going to reintroduce these guys to the main roster, we really didn't know much about them. I mean, I did from watching NXT, but if you didn't watch NXT, then they just brought them up like they did. Broke them up with Paul Ellering. Don't know why they did that, for no reason. But I did like this, the vignettes that they've been doing to reintroduce the Authors of Pain. And then we had elimination match. Fatal 5-way. Number 1 contenders match will face Seth Rollins next week for the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw. We had Rey Mysterio versus Ricochet versus AJ Styles versus Robert Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So the first person eliminated in this match was Ricochet. Nakamura hit the running knee in the corner to Ricochet. Mysterio hit the running senton off the top to take out Nakamura. Springboard clothesline by Ricochet to Robert Roode. He hits the recoil on Roode. Nakamura hits a Kinshasa on Ricochet. He's eliminated. And I thought Robert Roode actually had a decent showing here in this match. He certainly, with Paul Heyman taking that executive director role, I feel like I've heard reading reports that he is high on guys like Robert Roode, Cedric Alexander, and it's certainly shown here on the show. The Fiend, obviously, but Robert Roode was able to eliminate AJ Styles after Styles blasted Nakamura with a phenomenal forearm. Eliminated him quickly afterwards. Roode hit the glorious DDT. Styles was eliminated. Came down to Mysterio and Roode. Crowd was hot for Rey. They wanted to see him hit that 619. He hit 619, followed by the springboard splash. I'm enjoying this storyline with Rey Mysterio to see, how far he can truly go. Contemplated retirement. His son Dominic talked him out of it. But Rey Mysterio is going to be facing Seth Rollins next week on Raw. We got Brock Lesnar returning. We got Miz TV with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. That's a pretty loaded show, I have to say. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we got on Raw next week. And we got Pyro back. We got Pyro next week on Raw. Cannot wait. All right, main event time here. Rollins and Strowman. They had I'd say a decent match here, but it wasn't about the match. You knew what this was about. This was about when the lights went out and the Fiend appeared. And the history between him and Braun Strowman. I like the fact that Bray played that up on Twitter. Makes you wonder, why did he attack Strowman? Was it the fact that he abandoned him and left the Wyatt family and left him high and dry? Fiend attacks Strowman. Got him in the mandible claw. Rollins is screaming in the corner as the Fiend crawls around the ring. It's a no contest, but I don't care because it's the Fiend, and it is easily, like I said, the best thing going in WWE today. So I thought an excellent way to end this episode of Raw here. Some up, some down. Was it a perfect show? No, but I thought for the most part the show kept my enjoyment. And like I said, I have to say, since Paul Heyman has taken over, these shows have gotten better, I have to say. So if I had to give this episode of Monday Night Raw a grade, I'd go with a B-, because like I said, I enjoyed the tag match between the Club and Viking Raiders. Sasha Banks, Nikki Cross, a little bit dull at times, but I thought overall I enjoyed that match. The Fatal 5-Way was excellent. Loved the stuff with the 24/7 Championship. And then, of course, you had Becky's sit-down promo. I thought that was good. And the Chad Gable Baron Corbin match was enjoyable as well. And then, of course, the ending. So, all in all, I enjoyed this episode of Raw, guys. So I'm giving it a B-. So that does it for my Raw review here. I'll let you know what's going on with live reviews here on the channel. Like I said, I had a little bit of trouble with the streaming software. Might have to work on my internet settings here. But once I get that all taken care of, I will be back here for live videos. But in the meantime, I will just record these and then upload them the next day. So I want to say thank you all for watching this video. Be sure to click my like and subscribe button here on youtube.com/DanielGeyser412 for all my latest thoughts. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGeyser412, Facebook.com/DanielGeyser1994. Links, guys, can be found down below in the description box as always. So until then, guys, thanks for watching this video. And until next time, I am out. I'll see you guys.